Hello, everyone. My apologies. I am having the tech gremlins have decided to show up just in time for our event. All right, hopefully you all can see. If you cannot, please put it in the comments that you cannot see. Definitely want to make sure that you see. Yeah, lots of tech action today, so let me see what's going on. All right, y'all. So we're gonna get it popping. My apologies. We have had the tech gremlins. The tech gremlins have shown up, but we are going to make sure that you all get everything that you need today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Paula Johnson Hutchison. I am a clarity coach and I am also a transitional coach. I am retired from the beauty industry, yes. And so my focus is on collaborative opportunities for women, specifically women of color, and also making sure that we have the rapid skills and the education that we need to pursue those dreams, those goals through all phases of our life. So thank you. Welcome so much. Thank you so much for being here. I can't thank you enough. So I'm going to share my screen, give you a chance to kind of move into the PowerPoint. And so shortly you all should be able to see it. Please let me know if you cannot see the slide. And what I may have to do is to go back in and just send you all the slide deck so that you all will.
Ooh, I'm close. Hey, everyone. I am so sorry. We have had lots of tech gremlins today. What I will say is that I'm going to have to send you a copy of the slide deck because my computer will not let me be great at this point in time. It is doing something really, really weird, and I've been on it all day, so it's just kind of strange. But anyway, my name is Paula Johnson Hutchinson, and I am a clarity coach. I work with adults, specifically women of color, to help them identify their next chapter in life, or help them identify where they are currently and what they need to do to move forward. So thank you so much for joining me today. I am I'm a retired stylist, retired from the beauty industry, and so I can speak the experience of what it looks like when you are looking to move over into your next. And that is what we are talking about today: clarity in chaos. So if you don't follow me, just kind of give you some background. Moved from Louisiana to Arizona in 2017, realized that, hey, I need to upskill myself in order to be able to navigate the space in Arizona. My husband was having one experience, but I was having something totally different. And then I decided to not only pursue my associate's degree and complete it, but I decided to keep going and getting my bachelor's and getting my master's. During that time, I've had 2 surgeries. And one of the most significant things that happened was that my mother became ill with pancreatic cancer and recently passed away on April the 7th. And so you're trying to finish school, you're trying to work in education, you're doing all of these things. You have your family. I'm raising my nephew. I have a grandbaby. You got all this stuff going on. And I had just recovered from surgery myself. And I'm supposed to be running businesses too, by the way. And so when I say that I can speak to you a little bit about creating clarity in the chaos, that's exactly what I mean. As long as you do not have clarity, the chaos will continue. And that looks like depression, defeat, unorganized, wasting money, wasting time, starting to just not care at all, becoming anxious, feeling defeated. It feels like a lot of different emotions. And so what I will say is that the season taught me so much that I'm definitely willing to share with others as to what it looks like to create that clarity in the middle of chaos, because it is not always pretty, but it is doable. So all is not lost. So again, if you registered, I will send you the slide deck. My apologies so much. So just to give you a little bit of background about me, again, I have a master's degree in adult education. My focus is generally on creating curriculums. So this is kind of like a curriculum, if you will, to get yourself together. So while I may coach you, I'm looking for you to create a plan and then execute a plan. And so that's what I work with you with if you select me, like for branding or to identify your niche. I'm working with you to make sure you understand what it is you want to do before you go seeking out all these different coaches and all these different sources and wasting money. You need to know what it is that you're looking for specifically first, because you don't want someone to tell you what you're supposed to be doing. You should already know what you're supposed to be doing and then seek things out from there, especially if you're a doerpreneur, because you have less time than someone else that may be entrepreneurship, which is the only thing that their focus is. So keep in mind, this is a presentation. So a presentation is designed to educate you, to empower you, to uplift you. And then if you have any questions, you can raise your hand in Zoom. You have the ability to raise your hand. You can always comment in the comment section. Make sure you add your profiles in there, especially your LinkedIn and Facebook links or Instagram handles, so that way we can all keep in touch. Definitely love to be able to keep in touch with others. Looking to see if we have just anybody else that is coming in, and I'm going to send a quick message that we are live. So hold on one second. Let's see. So I'm just sending the quick link to all the registrants just to make sure that they were able to get on, because again, we had tech gremlins, y'all. So when y'all see this on YouTube, this is unedited. We had tech gremlins. These type of things happen. So. All right. So I got that done. All right. So now we're ready to roll. So let me give you the run of show, because I like to be organized. I certainly don't want to keep people all day on a Sunday evening. But this is normally one of the best days for me to record and upload on to YouTube. If you haven't had a chance, subscribe to my YouTube page. It is Paula J. Hutchinson. This presentation will be up there. So you'll be able to see it again, to share it, to do all the things that you need to help revisit and hopefully help you start your week with a little more clarity and some purpose attached to it. So of course, we are going to have introductions. We're going to be a little delayed with that because of the tech gremlin issue. The purpose is identifying how first of all, recognizing that you do have some chaos going on, but then also the flip side of that is to gain clarity through it all. So we want to at least come away with one clear point, one clear thing that you need to accomplish this week, and hopefully get it done. Next, defining chaos. Some people don't really know what chaos is. They think being busy is not chaotic, but sometimes being busy and being productive are two different things indeed. And so while you think you're booked and busy, you're probably in the middle of chaos and not aware of it, especially until something happens. And once things start to unravel and fall apart, then you start to realize like, oh no, this isn't being booked and busy. This is chaotic. This is chaos. So helping you to define exactly what chaos is and then how we can then move on to clarity. And then we're going to do something that I do actually with young students, which is a KWL chart, going through what you know, going through what you want to know, and then going through what you've learned. So a KWL chart, most people use it for ELA or for English, but it is a great tool for adults because often, even for us, we're so overloaded with information, we don't really know what we're supposed to be doing. So that's why it's so important that you have it. And then we'll have a little time for Q&A. Hopefully everybody will be able to log on. They did not get steered away from the tech gremlins. And then we're going to talk about the Clarity program that we have going on that starts on June the 1st. So it is June 1st through the 30th. We'll really break that down, what that looks like, and how you can subscribe to be ready and be a part of our classroom. It's going to be on Google Classroom platform. So it's going to be really easy, really low key, easy for you to navigate, to pull your information from. You can download the Google Classroom app online, and it's going to be free. So it'll be, not free, but as far as a lot of the information is going to be, the downloading is free. So it should be really easy for you to pull the information, to communicate with others. You also can download Jamboard. You'll be able to post questions, and then we'll be able to answer those. And then next steps and how you can stay connected with me too, because definitely looking forward to working with you. If not now, definitely in the future. So this is really big for me. I am a safe space creator. So someone else's experience is valid, just like my experience is valid, just like your experience is valid. So if we have someone that maybe kind of is sharing their experience and it may be something that you just haven't been through, or maybe it's something that you've overcome, you've been there, done that, so you feel like it's not important to you anymore, well, that person is a little bit delayed in their experience. Maybe it took them off guard. Maybe that's just the cherry on top of everything else they have going on. So please respect their experience. We definitely don't want to make anyone feel marginalized by their experience because it's valid. And how you process information based on your personality may be different how someone else processes information on their personality. So don't do that. Let's play nice. So let's define chaos. So if you look it up in the dictionary, and I use dictionary.com, I have the app. No matter how you try to flip it and reverse it, it is what it is. And it is the state of utter confusion or lack of order. I'm going to say that again. The state of utter confusion or disorder, a lack of order. When you are in chaos, chaos looks like your house isn't clean. Your car is a mess. You can't find anything. You don't want to clean it up. Your bathroom is probably rough. Your closet probably looks like a bomb blew off. You probably don't have a sense of time. You're probably late for everything. And while some of those don't fit me, a lot of those do. What it looked like for me going through my experience is just, it seemed like the time of the day wasn't enough for me. So I was extremely unorganized. It made me extremely anxious and extremely depressed. So you can be high functioning, and that's what we're starting to see now. People, you can be extremely high functioning and still be lost as hell. So you want to make sure that you understand what chaos really is, because when you can communicate like, hey, I am just going through some chaos right now. It also allows people, first of all, you've established a boundary, like to back off. And for them, they hopefully will receive that boundary and it will accept the fact that you requested that they back off. So understanding that chaos happens to high functioning people and low functioning folks and all those in between, it happens to everybody. So just because it may have duck goose and catch somebody else today, tomorrow it may actually come on your head and you will find yourself in a chaotic situation. And sometimes it can be as simple as something that ranges just from a life event, such as a hurricane, a flood, something you just were totally unprepared for, to an illness of a parent, an illness of a child, a divorce, some type of life event, the ending of a job. Maybe you switched jobs, you thought the grass was greener on the other side. That's not what happened. And so you start processing all these emotions, and there's only so many hours in a day, and you got to sleep in there somewhere, you got to eat, got to do all of that. So chaos can be defined, like I said, it's just utter confusion. And I mean, it is confusing because you don't know which way is up, which way is down. If you look to your left, you look to your right, you get on social media, you can't get away from it. So chaos is one of those things you got to kind of meet head on. You know, you got to fight fire with fire. And so if chaos is one thing blazing, then clarity needs to be the other thing blazing to hopefully offset it. So when they meet in the middle, you should come up with clarity should win. Clarity got to win. All right. So for your personal life, this is what chaos looks like. Your family is running wild. My family is very diverse. Raising my nephew. I live with my brother-in-law as well. My husband is here. My son was here. I have a daughter that's out of town. I got a grandbaby. My mom was here while she was ill and going through her journey. So it's chaotic. It's a lot of people going on. And on top of that, somewhere in there, you're supposed to fit your needs in there, probably a very little bit of time. Your home is unorganized. Everybody's talking about why you haven't done this or why you haven't done that. But if you spend all your day taking care of their needs and you just got a little bit of time to take care of yourself, chances are your things are starting to pile up. And that includes personal life and business. So we'll kind of talk about that. Next, the repeat of non-beneficial habits. And that usually looks like talking down on yourself, self-defeat, scrolling through social media, comparing. If you're a biblical person, you know that comparison is the thief of all joy. So comparison is a horrible and a dangerous thing to kind of get into, because once you get to that comparison trail, then you're going down a hole that increases the chaotic life that you may be going through. And so it's gets harder to identify what specifically is wrong with you because you're worried about what everybody else is doing. Hanging with uninspired people. One thing, once you start having the complaining spirit, it looks like you got a lot of people around you. the complainers, they know their tribe, right? That they're gonna come and find you like, oh, we're in community together. I got problems too. And all you do is sit up and talk about problems. Nobody's talking about solutions. You're only talking about problems. So this is not good. This is not good. So you don't want to get to a point where you are in a state of chaos where all you do is sit on the phone and or text messaging or social media in these groups, whatever you're doing, and just constantly complaining all day. And then succumbing to distractions because something else, when people can't destroy you, they'll distract you. So they can't destroy you. Now I'm going to work harder at distracting you. And once you kind of fall into the distraction bait, they don't have to do any more work because now you're totally distracted. You're in a state of confusion, quote unquote, utter chaos. And so that looks like you're already entangled in the web and you can't get out. So this looks very much like defeat from a personal side. And then there are those that during the pandemic, especially, who decided to get a business. Maybe your business took off and now that outside is back over, maybe you're starting to see some changes. Maybe you already had a business, but maybe you're looking to evolve and morph into something, get off into something else. Maybe your business is doing okay, but you're looking to advance your business. And so when you got chaos, it always looks like an unwillingness to define your brand. You don't know whose help you need. You don't know if you need a business coach. You don't know if you need an investment coach. You don't know if you need a therapist. You don't know if you need to outsource some things in your business. You don't know anything. You don't know the cost of it. You don't know nothing. So you don't even know where your brand currently is right now. You're just a juxtapose of a whole lot of stuff, whatever else people have, any label they put on you along with the one you originally had, and you just have morphed that together, but you can't explain that to anybody. So that's what chaos looks like in business. Also in business, you have self-doubt. As a leader, unfortunately, we are not afforded the privilege often of self-doubt. So once you start doubting yourself, that means you stop leading. And once you stop leading, the chaos, it will explode. I've had it happen to myself in the salon. As a salon owner, we once upon a time had multiple salons. And let me tell you, once you start having self-doubt about what your purpose is, and again, we all go through these phases, but I promise you, they can smell it like a shark with blood. And once they do, the chaos is just every day. It just never lets off. It never takes a break. So self-doubt is something that you definitely want to make sure you're in community with people to lift you up. But that's what chaos looks like in business. Next, stalking other brands on social media. Whatever somebody else is doing, that's their journey. You should be worried about your own brand. All you should be logging on for regarding business is posting. If you're using social media to maybe determine some trends or determine like maybe what's new, or they hashtagging it to a popular song, if that fits your business model, then maybe. But all you should be doing is introducing your brand, whatever specials or whatever things that you have coming up, whatever helps you identify with the community, that your identification marker with the community. That's all you should be doing is name dropping your business. That's all. And maybe creating new hashtags or something like that. But what you shouldn't be doing is comparing your business to someone else's, because everybody's journey just looks totally different. And people post what they want you to see, not what it actually is. I mean, who's going to sit up and post bad news all day? So keep in mind, for every post that you see that may look really good, what they didn't tell you is about all the hell that happened behind the scenes. They're just here to tell you the progress of where they are as of today. Maybe this is an accomplishment for them. So keep in mind, think about what social media really is supposed to do. A lot of times it's meant to inform and connect you with community, potential clients. You should be generating leads. What you should not be doing is so concerned about what others are doing with their brand that you lose the zeal for your own brand or identify where your brand is as of today, especially right now, because now we're kind of in this phase of restoration. So if you are not being consistent with your brand or not coming up with some type of plan to reintroduce yourself, you're in chaos and probably in trouble. Next, the unwillingness to alter your business plan. Whatever business plan you had prior to the pandemic, you could scratch that. You could just scratch it. Everybody has had to evolve. So if you are not willing to evolve and you're still stuck on this, that, and the other, you're going to find yourself like a lot of other companies that refuse to change with the time. People have changed. They're looking for online availability. No, they're not looking to talk to you. They are looking for more automations, but they still want you to have a direct number to know that you're a legit business. They are looking for you to have accurate information of your inventory online. They are looking for refreshed pages. So yes, that looks like either you learning how to do it or outsourcing someone to do it for you. Yes, they're looking for heavy social media content. Yes, they're still looking for business cards. They're still looking for postcards. And your clients that have been down with you from the beginning are still looking for you to stay connected to them and recognize the fact that they're still with you through the pandemic. If you cannot do that, and your business model don't have that, and all you're thinking about is what you had before the pandemic, you are going down the wrong path. And even for myself, for my brands, I have a diversified portfolio when it comes to business. So I have to reimagine my brands. And so that takes time. That also takes gaining clarity. So I'm not telling you about anything that I'm not doing. I'm telling you, this is what you need to have. Next, refusal to ask or invest in help. Help us all with this one. One of the worst things you can do as a business owner, especially when you have maybe some things going on in your personal life, is not have the ability to ask for help. You can't do it all. You can't be in the fight over here at home and be in the fight over here at work. You got to have something that's offsetting that allows you some time to either focus on your brand, focus on your home life. You got to have something going on. And so you have to be able to outsource or ask somebody. If it's just an intern, and interns offer invaluable insight. So don't ever sleep on an intern because they have the zeal they needed for school. You are kind of working with each other, like y'all both got a need, right? So you're helping them, they're helping you. And so you will probably have more genuine reciprocity there, especially if you know that you're kind of tight on a budget or strapped for cash in general. You don't have the cash, the expendable cash to, maybe outsource, maybe on a higher level. But that doesn't mean you can't outsource at all, and that, or having even contract work. I went to a class yesterday, and one of my colleagues in business, as far as coaching, she actually brought up the fact about, hey, people need to consider just having contracts if you do contracting when you need them. So if you got chaos, you need to have a contract with somebody that can help you deal with something that is one of the most important things with your business while you take care of some other stuff. But either way, whether it's your personal life or your business life, chaos is something you must meet head on. You can't slide around it. You can't go over it. You can't get through it. That's not going to happen. You got to find a way to push through. I tried it. It didn't work. I'm telling you. So what I like to talk about is the amount of hours in a week. If you don't know how many hours are in a week, there are exactly 168 hours. So you have to think about, in those 168 hours in a week, how are you dividing your time up, almost like a pie? And so when you get this slide deck, you'll see that after I talk about the 168, you'll also see it's like a slide deck that actually shares, like, this is how your time made, an example of how it should be divided up. Now, that's what is set in stone, but how it should be divided up. But you have to think about how much time is chaos costing you each week. Anything negative or anything positive will cost you. It will either cost, and time is one of the most valuable commodities. Yes, sometimes it seems like when you're having things that are rolling really smooth, it seems like a lot of time is quote unquote being restored, but actually the past is set in stone. So all you have is today. So as of today, how much time are you wasting on things that don't serve you any purpose? And I think that's a question that we all must ask as we've spent 2 years at home. sitting around the house, you've been in your pajamas, you haven't put on makeup in 2 years, you just now deciding on what you're going to do with your hair. You haven't refreshed your logos, you haven't refreshed your business model. We're in this season of restoration, but this is great, right? Because this gives us some grace to get it together. And people respect the fact that people are getting it together. They're still giving people grace, even though it looks like outside is starting to open up more and more. We're still giving each other a little more grace than we have in the past. So you have to think about how much time is chaos truly costing. I mean, how much are you listening to mess and gossip? How much are you looking at these gossip columns online and trying to keep it with other people mess and searching for this instead of searching for somebody that can help you with your business or with your personal life? So when you start thinking about time, and I went to church a few weeks ago and they talked about, think about time like money. You wouldn't spend your money any kind of way. So you shouldn't spend your time any kind of way. All right. So on the pie chart, when I send it to you, you're going to see something talking about maybe if you divide things up by 20%, for example. So I put on there 20% for self-care and rest. You have to have time to take care of yourself. You are no good to anybody if you are not good to yourself. And I learned that the hard way. I ballooned in weight. I started having all these rashes, hives every day. It was horrible. I started having stomach issues, stomach difficulties, stress. Anything with stress would just break me out everywhere. And then you start getting forgetful too, because that's one of the offsets of anxiety and depression is you start to forget stuff. So it's not the fact you're going senile or anything. You just have so much going on. You're literally glitching your brain. You're literally changing your makeup, and so that is something that I had to get out of, and learning to take care of myself, and learning to rest. You gotta go to sleep. At some point you gotta go to sleep. You gotta cut everything off. Take that phone out of your hand. If you gotta put a timer on it for social media or for maybe just browsing around, maybe a time where you're doing things more social on your phone and then a time where you're doing things more personal. Me personally, I'm learning to possibly start, which I use my phone a lot because I can send invoices. I can do a lot of things on my phone on the move. I am making more of a commitment to do more things on my desktop. And when I'm on my desktop, because I can still see messages if I need to give myself a break from my phone. And on Sundays, unless it's an emergency for family, and that's my family time, so you cannot just call me. Next, personal life, 20% for your personal life. What does that look like? Being intentional, continuing education. I don't care what you do for a living. If you are not taking any classes to know what's to come in business, we may be on the brink of another recession. If you weren't in business around for the last recession, I'm telling you, we didn't know how. It didn't hit everybody at first, but it hit the customers. And so once it hit the customers, obviously it's going to touch you. So you have to start thinking about what will you do to fail safe your business should we get in another recession? Because a recession is just a part of the economic cycle. Eventually it happens. I don't care who's in office, the best plans, economic cycle, as things are starting to rise and rise and rise, eventually we're going to plateau out. And when you plateau out, then the next step is got to come back down. So when you think about that, think about how you feel safe in your business when you're doing your business model right now. So to that, you may need to be educated as to what's out there. How can you automate? How can you prepare yourself? How can you save, especially if you're like me, you're close to 50. How are you saving? Because if it catches you for 4 or 5 years, you'll be close to retirement age and you can't afford to lose no money. So you have to move with intention. So to quote Rick Ross, I'm moving right now correctly. I'm not trying to move fast. I'm moving correctly. So think about that. Next, the organizing of your home. Now, if cleaning is not your ministry, being organized is not your ministry, perhaps you should stop ordering things from these online sources and perhaps see if you have some disposable cash to get your home organized just one good time. And hopefully they can teach you how to keep it up. Also, professional organizers are out there. They got all kind of YouTube pages, all kind of stuff. So look online. They're definitely some that can give you some ideas and pointers. But yes, you're going to have to take some time, pull away from everything else you got going on. And you're going to have to purge. Now, I know some people don't like to purge. I still have things. I have every rose just about my husband has ever given me, like every rose. So to that, I let them dry up. I put them in this beautiful basket and it's beautiful. So I understand when you're a person that doesn't like to purge, but it comes a time in order to make room for the things, sometimes we gotta purge. You got too many things in your hand. You wouldn't do that to a child. You tell them you gotta take something out of your hand before I give you something else because you can't hold it all. So same thing. And then also your business. You gotta make time for your business. So especially if you're a dualpreneur, because when home gets chaotic, the business just kind of go by the wayside. You cannot do that. You still got to run your business model in a way that like you're open, because really, especially if you have a website, you're open 24/7. So you really don't have a times we close. You may have certain ship days and you can always set that up. But when you have a website, the whole purpose is for it to be easier for you to deal with. So you're looking for automation. You're looking for things that can help you, that can assist you. So to that, you need to think about your business. So clarity defined as far as time looks like getting some accuracy together about where your business and your personal life is as of today. As of today, what happened 10 years ago, 2 weeks ago, it doesn't matter. As of today, what does it look like? Next, identifying what matters. What matters to you right now? And that might look like my kids matter to me most right now. My health matters most. Maybe making 6 figures is your thing, but identify what matters to you the most. Next, writing clear objectives. See, people don't like to write stuff anymore. Because when you write something, it's like you obligating yourself. Like you sign for your house, you got to sign. You got to come in and you got to sign. Somebody got to sign for you. When you're signing these legal documents, you got to put your signature to it because it obligates you to something. And we don't like writing things down because we don't want to be obligated to anything. And we want to lack accountability. And then we tell our kids like, oh, you need to learn to be accountable. You need to learn to be accountable. And what do they say on the little Just Say No to Drugs commercial? I learned by watching you. So they learn by watching you. So if you don't hold yourself accountable, then you cannot expect to hold themselves accountable. They're literally doing as you do. They're not doing as you say. So identify, of course, clear objectives and then creating the space for it. If you got to put your office in your closet, make it cute, get to work. If you got to put it at your table, have you something you can roll in, roll back out. This is my little work cart. This is what I do for my business. When I'm through, put the cart back up and it's out of the way. When this cart out, y'all, business is open. Don't talk to me right now. Maybe I'm learning something or working on my business. So when you see the cart, you need to be able to communicate that. And you see the little cart, when you go in your office, that's not time for that. Next, being intentional with your time. When my mother was going through her cancer journey, my mother took the time to write this long message for my brother and I, what her expectations were for us once she passed. And after she passed away, the pastor sent us this because she handwrote it, which was basically obligating herself to it and to us too. And when he typed it out, it was 5 pages long just through typing. So I can't imagine what it was in handwriting. But what she did was she was intentional with her time. She made a decision early on. She didn't want to do chemo. And she literally did everything she wanted to do before she passed away, except for maybe go to the beach. But she was about 99%. She was spot on. So being intentional with your time. Time is one of your most precious commodities. People be worried about money. Money come and go. When time is gone, that's a wrap. So whatever it is you plan on doing, your time is everything. Next, clarity on connections. Identify who you need in your life as of today. You may not need your clubbing buddies as of today. You wouldn't have the same people in your 20s as you would necessarily need today, unless you all have just grown up together, lifelong friends. Y'all have so much in common and you all are growing at the same pace and the same rate. Chances are, while that may be common for many, for most, that is not common. So as of today, who you need. Understanding that it's okay to miss associates, but you are not obligated to reconnect with these people. You know, sometimes you just outgrow people and that's okay. It doesn't mean that's your enemy. So I'm not saying that. So please don't take that from that. But it's okay to miss some things with them right now while you align yourself with some other things, with some other people that can maybe help you meet the goals that you need for your personal life. Because one thing, I see this meme all the time, they say, all I did was grow and they got mad. But did you communicate to them like, look, right now, I need to align myself with this person, and this person, because they can help me achieve what I need to achieve right now. And I just would like your support. Most people don't do that. Everybody grown until it's time to communicate. So remember that. Be intentional about connecting to people that want to see you win. Everybody does not want to see you win. I don't care how much you all have been on selfies together and that's been your friends, that's been. Everybody does not want to see you win. I wish that we lived in a different world where people genuinely cared. Everybody genuinely cared for one another, but we all know realistically that is just not the case. People call them haters, but there's some people that it's not even that's not the fact they don't hate you. They just don't care if you win or not. So you have to learn to align yourself with people that want to see you win. That also means also having some level of cultural competency, cultural intelligence. That CI will help you. They may not look like you. They may not be the same race as you. They may not be the same gender as you. They may not identify as you. They may not be the same age. They may not be from the same area. Whatever the case may be, be intentional about who you're connecting to in this season. It's just like you would do for these teams. Like right now, my favorite team right now is the Saints. And I am a diehard New Orleans Saints fan. And I see them putting together a team that they feel like they can win with. And that's any professional sports. They put together a team they can win with. That is what the goal is to win. So if you need to win in your personal life, you need to win in your business life, then you're going to pick people on your team that can help you win. You don't pick people on your team that can distract you. You don't pick people on your team that can hate on you. You don't pick people on your team that, you all got the same, maybe a similar idea that, and that person may have the thieving spirit. You would pick somebody maybe on your team that may like what you do, but you two together can combine and really grow something really big and really special. So again, just being careful about that. Clarity, as far as organizing. Prioritizing your needs and your wants, that they're two different things. What you need and what you want is often two different things. I need to lose weight, but I want ice cream. That's one of those things. There are some things that you need and there are some things that you want. Organizing your time, organizing your home and or your office. So recently my husband came in, redid all of my shelving. He just did it all. He literally did it all because I had books. I love to read. I had books everywhere. I've been a part of anthology projects. I have products that I need to ship out. I was still in school at the time. And they probably had nowhere to come in here and talk with me, or if I needed to speak with my nephew or even go live like currently. I did not have the space or the ability to necessarily do that. So I need to get that straight. And then I went through my home and just started throwing stuff out, things that I didn't need, clarity. And we just had a photo shoot here a couple of weeks ago, and I can truly say my home just feels brighter. It feels more, I feel more at peace. And you will be surprised at the ideas that will flow to you when you have things around you that are clean, clear, clarity, same thing. And then lastly, organizing your self-care time. Have you a routine? If it's no more than just sitting silent, like they used to make you do in school, put your head down for 15 minutes. If you cannot be quiet for 15 minutes, you have a listening problem. And often when people deal with coaches, whether it's for business or for their personal life, if you do all that talking and you can't listen to somebody tell you something and you're steady, that is a sign that you struggle to listen. And if you struggle to listen, you struggle to comprehend or to understand how to meet a moment. And once you don't understand how to meet a moment, you have continued chaos. And then it looks like that coaching or whatever you're part of is not working for you. So that's where that comes from. So we would have had Think, Pair, Share, but like I said, we have had the tech gremlins have abound. This again will of course be on PaulaJHutchinson.com, and the link will be on there, as well as it'll be on my YouTube page, Paula J. Hutchinson. Definitely subscribe. It'll be on all my social media, on my link tree. Keep up with it. Save this. Share it with someone else, with your groups, with your accountability groups. You definitely want to talk about what you're thinking about what I'm saying so far. What do you, how you feeling about it? How you feeling about what I'm saying to you? And now, how can we organize what we know, what we need to know, and then what we've learned? So if you got kids in school, you already know what time it is. It is a KWL chart. Your children probably come home and you probably like, I don't want to see it. KWL charts work, not especially if you can't necessarily maybe have the time to go to a coach or participate with a coach, or necessarily the finances for a coach. This is a great way, a great way for you to identify for yourself, what do you want to do as of today, not as of last, like as of today. And are you committed to what you're saying? You can see that level too. And what did you learn from the last experience, especially if you have something that wasn't successful in your personal life or in your professional life? How can you get that clarity? So now we've talked about all the bad. We've gotten all that chaos. Now it's time for clarity. So the reason why people don't like clarity, because clarity means work. So the K, what you know. What do you know for sure about your current situation? What do you know about your current feelings? And what do you know about your desires? That's what you should already know. Next, what do you want to know? That is the W. Identify 3 things that you need to know based on your personal and professional goals. And I mean, it could be, I know I want to go on vacation. How do I do that? I know I need to learn how to identify the right person to keep my books. How do I do that? I need to know how to pay as few taxes as possible. You need to know that, especially again for our dualpreneurs. Maybe how do you start a nonprofit to offset some of the costs that you have or some of your educational expense? You need to know how to do that. And I promise you, everything I'm asking is out there, but you're going to have to take the time to either take the class, understand it, regurgitate the information, really think on it, meditate on it, and then actually ask questions and pursue those that are kind of ahead of you in the game as far as they're already answering those questions. Next, what have you learned? The L part. What have you learned in the allowed time frame? Do you need more time? And I have a good friend who has a book called Move the Finish Line. And that's what she talks about. And if you don't happen to meet your goals in 90 days, 10 days, doesn't mean that it's not working. It's just a hypothesis. And that's all business is. That's all sometimes our personal life is. There's a singer named Mumu Fresh, and she always says we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So we're still hypothesizing. If you're in a new space, new job, new business, dualpreneuring, you got your family, got your kids, maybe you're by yourself, you're trying to figure this stuff out. We still are a part of, we're still experiencing the Great Resignation. So you're still trying to learn how to be on your own at the same time. Do you have enough time to allocate to a goal, or do you have too much time allocated to one thing and need to divide that time up to work on something else? And then you want to see how you've improved. You know, you want to celebrate your success. If you got that licensing that you need to, pat yourself on the back. If you have lost the weight or reached the weight goal, I put it on my social media page today. I lost 10 pounds. You can't tell me nothing. I feel very extra right now. So that's just why you see the red lips. I feel extremely extra right now. And then my locks finally started to drop, y'all. That's another day, but it took me a long time to get here. So now they're not just like wild. They're actually got list style tones off it special. And then the benefits of a chart, they give you clarity and self-accountability. If you can't hold yourself accountable, you can't hold nobody else accountable. Some people get a wish-washy experience with coaches and other people because they wish-washy. You don't do the work. You don't want to do the worksheets. You don't want to be online like right now. You know, some people like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I see it when I see it. I don't want to watch that. And when we do that, that's the same way that we attract what we manifest, you know. So if you keep manifesting those bad habits, you eventually manifest people that's just like you or better at it than you. And so you want to make sure that what you're doing is going to help provide you that clarity and that self-accountability. And then you want to be clear on your goals, the investment of time that it may take, the investment of funds that it may take. What is it going to take you to get to that level of peace or to get to that next destination? And I'm telling you now, to get out of chaos, you're going to have to do the work. And in some cases, chaos is all around you because as a business owner, especially if, like I said, if you're dualpreneuring or this is your first time in business, and even for the veterans, I mean, the unexpected, if something can pop up in business, it will. I remember my husband and I going on vacation. We were like longing for this vacation. We get out of town and we had 3 shampoo bowls. By the time we got from Louisiana to Dallas, they had broken all 3 bowls. And so we had to call the people on Friday, the plumbers, to fix them while we were at an event. So we're not enjoying the event. We're fixing stuff back home, but we're away because we were sick of that. So I'm telling you, if it's something that can come up, it will. Now, we eventually had an amazing trip, but those types of things happen. Those types of things come up, especially when you're in leadership. And if you're not around other leaders, this is where you can't just depend on your friends. When you are not, if you're not around other leaders and stuff like that happens to you, you will always be razzle dazzle. You will always be shaken by anything. And then learn to ask for help too. Like, you can't do it all. Like that is like such a no-no. You can't do it all. So the benefits of the KWO, once you've written it all out, you've gotten it all done, is that it helps you to obtain clarity. You know now what you want. So now you know where you need to seek help from if you need the help. Or maybe you just needed a schedule for your business and for your personal life. You're not sure. And I'm telling you, if I did not have any plan while my mother was going through her cancer journey, I wouldn't be on here right now. I probably was very close, like just mentally, like I was over it at the end. As my mother's cancer took the turn that it took. And as she eventually started having what's called transitional restlessness, she wasn't sleeping. She was renting her clothes off. I mean, she was in pain. It was just a lot going on. Lots of conversations with nurses, just all kinds of stuff going on. And then I still have to be all things to my family, myself. I still have to work, produce an income. It's a lot. It is a lot. So if you don't have anything to help you gain clarity, that's all I can say is shake my head. You have not seen chaos yet. If you don't gain some clarity, like get with it. Because if more things just constantly happen, and if I didn't have a community of people that I could be a sounding board for my business or this, that, and the other, I would have been just like, that's it. I'm done. And I'm telling you this as real as I can. This will be posted on YouTube, so I'm trying not to, say no profanity, but I'm telling you, I felt like I just was over it, like over it. And then understanding your purpose can be revealed in chaos. During the time with my mom, I truly reaffirmed my commitment to women, reaffirmed my commitment to my community, that I wanted to see my community win, that I felt like representation matters. You can't hold anybody else accountable for your community and you're not doing that in your community. And so I felt a sense of community that I've never felt before. I feel more a sense of almost like a renewed refreshing for my business, for my home, for my family, for my children, for my grandbaby that I did not necessarily have at first. Watching my mother be so intentional with her days, because obviously she knew she was on the clock when she knew that she had pancreatic cancer and for the stage of cancer that she was in at the time when she found out. While that is not my case right now, I don't have cancer. Nobody knows their day or their hours or what will happen in them in life. Nobody's a mind reader, and people think they are, but things happen each and every day. The things that you know and then the things that you don't know sometimes just collide. And so again, if you don't have the right community, you won't make it. But also in that process of all of that going on, I can truly say that I gained my purpose. And without some of that happening, I wouldn't have the wisdom and the insight to even talk to you today. I probably would have had a nervous breakdown and probably on vacation right now because it was that bad. I think I was getting to where it was beyond even therapy. I mean, I was just tired. And what happens with a lot of high functioning business owners is not having clarity, and chaos is just such a heavy weight to bear. We don't want to look like we're losing it. We want to always look like we got it together. But the problem with us now is we want to post everything. If you don't tell everybody, nobody would know. The only person you should really be talking about is your coach. That's your strategist. That's the person that's helping you strategize and navigate your personal and professional life. So that's what you should be doing. Which you shouldn't be on social media or somewhere else every waking moment telling all your personal business, because it does help people get nosy about you. It does help people snoop about you and your business. And yes, your fallacies start to come out more, things that are going on with you, maybe where your weaknesses are in your business may come out some. And yes, people may answer that weakness. That's why people start business, usually to solve a problem. So you need to get better at making sure that you understand how to solve your problems in your home and solve your problems in your business. And I'm not just talking to you. This is something for me too. This is something that I've learned through my journey. So without all of this going on, I would have never revealed this purpose. I would have never known how strong I was in the last 5 years to do 3 degrees in 5 years. And now starting my doctoral program, to be in my community, my new community. I'm already receiving rewards, participating, being active. And that's with all the stuff going on with my mom. And I just would not have ever thought, would not have ever dreamed that my life would have shifted in the ebbs and flows that it has, because I thought by 21, I had it done. So that's why I'm telling you from experience. What I was doing at 21 is not what I'm currently doing today. And I definitely didn't have the insight that I had. Of course, I had youth on my side, but did I have wisdom on my side? No. And then your niches become clear. I'm clear. I know my niche. My niche, I like to talk a lot. And I also know that I can explain things in a way that people understand me, because I'm just going to keep it real. Yes, I'm educated enough. I can give you all the book stuff, but I can break that book stuff down to where you know what I'm saying. If you do not want to find yourself where all your money is gone, because sometimes the chaos can get so bad, it's like taking that money and putting in a big circle and setting it on fire. If you don't want to be that person, and it's easy to do too. It's easy to find yourself there. I'm telling you, with love, to get clear on your niche. Your niche may not look like somebody else's niche. Somebody else's niche, they might want to help men, women, middle age, this and the other. My niche is women, because we are often underrepresented for the help that we need. We have the education, but a lot of times we're moving with a lot of passion and emotion. And with us, we need to learn to be better with strategies. A lot of times that's what we fall short of, is strategies. And then for women, we have unique circumstances because we are also caregiving a lot. We generally that falls on our head more often than not. of how to care give. It's just the weight of it all can be really difficult for women. And especially as they get older and they have to shift like I did. Maybe your career is shifting or whatever that looks like. That's how with my life. And so my life helped create my niche. So I can speak to you from a place of authenticity regarding business or regarding my niche because I'm living it. So your audio should always match your video. It's easier that way. So for me, my niche is women. So now we get to the good stuff. Hopefully you like what you've heard. Whoop, whoop. We got clarity coaching for 4 weeks. It'll start on June the 1st, but end on June the 30th. The deadline to register is May 27th. And so if you go to bit.ly/clarity coaching, Clarity Month, I'm sorry, Clarity Month 22. What we're doing is locking down these goals. Like, what are we supposed to be doing? Making a list of what we want to do and getting it organized, getting information, getting it together. Make the list and put the list in order, because sometimes we just got stuff all over the place. You want to do everything, but streamlining ourselves. You can't be all things to everybody. You can't do everything at the same time. That's just facts. Recording of classes. So let's say you missed a class, you'll be able to get that recording. Next, interactive learning. I'm really big on interactive learning. I like what's called differentiated education. And to that, I mean, I like videos, I like discussions, I like group projects. I like things where you can take what I'm saying and apply it to you, because it doesn't matter how many classes you take. If you can't apply it to yourself, like, what are you going to do with it? So I want you to be able to take that and then roll with it. And then lastly, you'll be able to get the tools and the resources. So we'll make sure you have some free tools, but then also some tools that you can certainly, they're worth the investment. And so that's what I want to see you do. So that investment for the class is $99. And I promise you, you're going to get your money's worth, because we're going to get into some things and hopefully help you identify everything that we've talked about today. And I'm telling you now, yes, it is hard work. It is definitely hard work to figure out where you are as of today, because I mean, sometimes we have to either put something on pause, or we have to give something a good fume. It's dead, it's not coming back, that's it. And that can be difficult to do. It looks like, why me? Why can't I just move on? Like, maybe I see somebody else. But then if you look closer at that story and you figure out what's going to be like, oh no, I'm good. Let me just switch it up a little bit. That's all I need to do is just switch it up. So I want to make sure that people don't have some of the experiences that I've had, because it is hard to come out of that stuff. You're looking at grace. You're looking at mercy. You're looking at someone who's learning to be okay with flaws. And that's freedom. You know, there's freedom in truth. My pastor said it today. There's freedom in truth. So odd that I would use that today. But yes, there is definitely freedom in truth. So $99. Get to the website. If you look under pricing plans, it will be under pricing plans, and you'll see that clarity coaching program. Or you can just go to bit.ly/clarity month 22. And we're going to get it in starting on the 1st of the month, which is next week. So after Memorial Day, after you all been outside and resting, all that stuff, we're going to get it in. Now, if you need to keep up with me, of course, I'm on Facebook under Paula J. Hutchinson. Instagram, I'm under Coach P. Hutch Motivates. And then, of course, the website, paulajhutchinson.com. I hope that while we've been together today, for a while, we've been together a little over an hour. And again, I apologize for all the tech gremlins. We have had it going on today. But I hope that you take some of the things that I've shared with you and that you're able to implement them immediately, because times are changing. And if you are not able to roll with it in this restoration and reintroduction into the back outside, while this is the phase that we're in and reimagining things, it is going to be extremely difficult to get a lot of things accomplished without having a high level of anxiety and so forth. And I'm telling you, it already comes with the territory. If you're a business owner, you're always guessing like, is this going to work? You're always constantly in this one big science project and wondering like, will people receive it? Do they understand what I have to say? Because if you're creative, it's like being an artist. I mean, you're truly like an artist, like a singer. You want, if they're going to understand my music, understand my musical journey and my growth journey. And so your business journey is a lot like that. And then the personal side of it all, your personal journey is also like that. You're growing. And so who you were even a year ago, or definitely prior to the pandemic, is probably not who you are today. And you have to honor the space that you're in, because don't be like me. The more you fight it, the worse it is. I mean, you literally, for lack of a better phrase, you literally catch hell. It is literally hell, because you're fighting so hard for something that is dead, but you probably prayed and prayed and prayed for something new. And something new comes and it's not in a shiny box. It means that you have to start over or start from scratch. For some, that looks like, I ain't signed up for that. That's not what I meant. So this is why I say about getting clarity, because when you ask for things or you manifest things, you'll be surprised at what you get. So again, I am Paula J. Hutchinson. I am a life coach, transitional coach. So if you're in clarity coach, so if you need clarity, you want to work with me even outside of the coaching program that we're doing for the summer, I can certainly help you with branding development, understanding who you are as of today. Take a look at your brand, see maybe where there's some little things you might need to tighten up or button up or consider. And again, I look forward to working with you all. Hope to see you in the program. Thank you again for sharing time and space with me today. Sticking with me through the oops, as I said, the unexpected occurs, and it did, because we had about 8 minutes of what is going on. I'm sure you hear my husband with this loud TV in the background and cookies baking and all this other stuff going on at my house. So my house is just like yours. It's a live functioning house. So I appreciate you for spending time and space with me. So www.paulajhutchinson.com. Definitely follow me on social media. And I hope and pray that you have an amazing week of purpose on purpose. And you got this. So remember, we're not doing chaos this year. We're getting clarity. Have a good one.